This is the third entry in my organic gardening video diary series for 2012. Here's my little super sweet 100 cherry tomatoes, finally starting to turn red, thank God. Now we've got this one set up in its own big trellis because it's starting to get really big. And next to it, we've got our two little green cabbage. And right next to that, we've got our pea plant, which you can see is almost as tall as me now. We've got quite a few ripe peas on here. And you can tell when your peas are ripe, when they're fully expanded. So you can feel it, and it feels really fat, and you can tell by looking at it that it's just ready to pick. These are delicious. I love these right now. Next to that, we've got our chocolate mint. You can see it's getting bigger now. And next to that, we've got our cauliflower, which we finally started to get growing here, which you can see. And this year we started to plant marigolds around the garden as an organic way to keep pests away. And here's our celery. Next to that, we've got our Odwalla onions. They're getting big. There's red and white here. And here's that jalapeno plant that the wind basically wrecked last year. It's finally starting to get little flowers on it again. It's looking good. And we'll take you back to the other side real quick. On this side, we've got our Brussels sprouts. They're, as you can see, getting really big. We're starting to get the little starts of some Brussels sprouts growing. It's hard to see, but you can kind of see in between the armpit of the plant there, we've got little activity. And our first pea plant that we planted got really sabotaged by our wind this year, and it's just kind of hanging in there. It's about a third of the size of the other plant. We've got some fully expanded beans on here right now too. Probably just pick one off right here. These are really good. Try to split it open so you can see peas. Awesome. And so here's my lemon balm plant. I trimmed it a little bit last time, and it started to grow a lot, so looking forward to plucking that and drying it out. Here's some broccoli. We've got a few sprigs right now on the armpits there. And here's another little broccoli. I'm letting this one go into flower so that I can harvest the seeds. Next to that, we've got a little tiny green zebra tomato sprout. Can't wait till they start growing. Here's our shallot. It's doing really well, as you can tell. Next to that, our German thyme. It's finally starting to bloom a little more. And here's our Tabasco plant from last year. We trimmed it, so now it's finally getting some growth down here. Hopefully it'll start to grow a little quicker. Here's some more onions. And now to our, you see our little welcome sign, our oregano. It's huge now. It's almost covering our little frog here. And over here we've got sage, little tiny sprig of sage, some peppermint, some sweet marjoram, and our spearmint. It's getting all crazy. Might make some mojitos tonight. And here's some onions, another form of pest control that I like to use around the garden. Here's our bush Goliath tomatoes, still hanging in there. I'm not sure, but they're not doing so well. Hopefully they'll revive. Here's a little succulent. It's actually starting to grow little baby ones on the back. Pretty cute. We planted lavender, which is another form of pesticide we want to use this year organically. And back there we have our potatoes. There's a little flower from the onions we'll harvest for seed. And here's our onion row. Got a few little flowers in there right now. It's looking pretty good. Here's some more onions we planted. We went a little crazy with the onions, had tons of them. Here's the acorn squash. It's got little tiny buds on there. I can't tell if you can see them. But here's a couple more marigolds, and right there is a little honeydew melon. And then there is yellow watermelon. It'll have like an orange flesh. Should be interesting. Inside here we've got some shallots and some strawberries to make a little color over here. And here's our pickling cucumbers. Make some more pickles again this season. We've got a grape plant. It's doing really well. We set up a little trellis for it. And here's a zucchini squash sprout. And here's more onions. We've got onions here, a little bit of basil, sprouts. Can't tell what they are yet. But over here we've got our crookneck squash plant. Should have some melon or crookneck squash on it soon. Yeah, and I believe in the last video, this area had not been finished yet. So here's a little look at what we've done with this section. We have a little sunflower that popped up from last year. Over here is our red and green cabbage. It's getting really big now. And we've got our garlic and our gourmet lettuce and our romaine lettuce and spinach. Most of these I'm letting go into seed so that I can harvest them and show you guys some cool how-to videos on that. Here's our Swiss chard and some more marigolds along with our rosemary plant, which has gotten huge over the past year. We've got this little row of chives. As you can see, we've got some flowers on them too, so I'm going to make some how-to on chive seeds soon. Here's my watermelon radish. These have like a white outside with a purple flesh. I'm looking forward to seeing what they look like. I bought them mostly on what the packet looked like, so we'll see. And here's our eggplant. And so that's it for now. So stay tuned for our next video and you can see the progress and the growth of my 2012 garden. Bye.